Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. It's something like fish in a barrel, it's no dip.
Boom! Welcome back, everyone. We're a day late, everyone. I think it's my fault, but it might be Casey's fault. It might be Pete's fault. Might even be DeVito's cat's fault. R.I.P. DeVito's cat. I felt bad for Steve. 18-year-old cat.
Dude, why you gotta bring up Sasha like that?
Yeah. I want to pay respect to Sasha. Being an 18-year-old cat. DeVito probably has a lot of memories of Sasha.
We didn't do a pod last night.
Was it DeVito's? Was it DeVito's cat? Was it his cat or Nicole's?
No, Steve's cat.
Man, that cat has seen some things.
He's seen some things. R.I.P. Sasha. All right, is DeVito coming tonight?
I don't know.
I actually hope so. I thought about this. I had no idea it was going to rain during this football game. And I don't think we've talked about weather once the entire year on the pod. I have no idea what's coming in any of these games weather-wise. Maybe that's my team's problem.
Doing so poorly.
The lack of content that we've had related to football without DeVito is miraculous.
Last week he tried to come on and talk serious football. We were just talking trades the whole week.
He kicked them off.
Remember that season where he just kept saying that everything was big?
Big.
So that, that's going to be big. And then, that's going to be big.
DeVito, what do you think of this matchup? Well, it looks like he's playing at Arizona this week. That matchup, and he's playing here, and he's playing there.
I just put the game on. It is pouring rain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What game is on? This is sad.
Rams at 49ers. It's 3-0 with a minute left in this first half.
Should have been a good game. It's been it's not.
Wet. All right, so what do we want to do? Do you want me to open this now? I have a gift here for folks in the podcast.
Mike's 40.
For everybody at home.
40. Wish him a happy birthday. Send your birthday cards to @Entering Milford.
What day is it? It's on Sunday. You're turning.
I'm not 40 yet.
I remember your birthday because it was always at like the Racquetball Club or something like that. It was like at an indoor place because the weather was always terrible.
Yes, I did a half birthday when I think it was 4th grade. I did a half birthday party because I wanted a pool party.
Yeah, well, you can't all be cool.
Aaron Dix cannonballed my pool. It was awesome.
I remember Aaron Dix was there. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you had a birthday party in the summer. That was ridiculous. Yeah, your dad was there walking around. Hey,
careful by the pool, guys.
Hey, you guys serious? No splashing. Big day. All right, so as we know, I'm 6 months older than you, 5 months older than you. So I turned 40 ahead of time, and there was just portions of my life where I really needed to pick me up. So it is with that I say happy birthday to you and good luck in your 40s.
Thanks. I got this gift here. My kids are so excited for it. So it says, Mike, happy 40th. I hope this helps you as much as it helped me. Good luck with your 40s, Pete. Very nice, very kind. My kids are so excited for this. I really hope this is not inappropriate. My kids are going to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, what did Pete get you, Dad? I'm like, I should have got a second gift. I should have got a second gift because there's no way this is not inappropriate. Any last predictions, Case?
ED medicine.
Come on. How am I supposed to? Do we even say what this is on the pod?
Yeah, it's a good book. Go ahead and read the cover.
Case, you can read the cover.
I can't read with the reflection. It's gold writing. Well, I can read that part. It's huge.
What is it, Mike?
It's how to live with a huge appendage. Advice, meditations, and wisdom for men who have too much. Thanks, Pete. This means a lot.
Yeah.
Is that like an X-rated version of Chicken Soup for the Soul?
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to deal when you're packing, and this is from one man to another. Here's a couple of tips I picked up.
I don't know what my kids are gonna say.
Good luck showing being good luck showing the girls.
Hey Pete, is that the same copy, or did you buy Mike his own copy?
Yeah, my copy.
Is it a used copy?
Copy's all stuck together. Yeah.
It flips, Case. It goes directly from page 37 to page 64. It's all stuck together. I don't know. I think it was Pete's. I think it's Pete.
Well, Mike, my birthday's in 6 months, so just send it on over.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Pete. That was really nice of you.
Stay forward.
That was nice. You say at 40 on Sunday. What's it like to be 40, Pete? Same as 39?
No, it hurts. A lot of things are sore. You can't drink. Forget about drinking. Drinking's done. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. I don't. What else do you want me to say? It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, slowly giving up drinking. It's really been great.
Yeah, that seems to be the hot thing to do lately, but I love it. So no.
Yeah. My Achilles hasn't been in pain for a while, so that's fun. Do we already guess that?
How do you feel about having a birthday in December? It must suck.
I'm used to it. It's not the best. I'm used to it. Really, my parents always gave me gifts, so I always felt like it was separate. It was just everything's bundled. It's just a lot of celebrations in December.
My niece's birthday is December 20th.
Yeah.
And my nephew's birthday is January 3rd.
Okay. Dave Colelli, December 31st. So I always had him to commiserate with because he had it worse than I did.
We ship out both gifts simultaneously. Open one on their birthday and then one on Christmas. So,
I think one of the best times to be a December birthday was actually in college. Case was there for my 21st birthday because it's the birthday right after finals. So it's kind of like this weekend. If we were on campus right now, it'd be the last weekend of the semester. Everybody's there celebrating, and then you get to be the birthday boy.
Sometimes your friends are able to come down because they're on winter break.
You saved my life.
Mixed feelings about summer birthdays. Not gonna lie.
Why?
One of my college friends' birthday is on December 25th.
Jesus?
Tough. Every year, the college group chain that we're still on, it's always happy birthday, Matt, and Merry Christmas. We put it second so he doesn't feel left out.
Yeah. Happy birthday, baby J.
Yeah.
Wait, what month do you think is the best month to have a birthday?
June.
Wow, quick answer. Why so fast?
I don't know. Both my kids were born in June.
No.
June is a 6 month, so it's literally half.
That just means you and your wife only go on one date a year.
Yeah, we're very regimented.
We're ruining Thursday night.
I don't know. I would say probably I don't know. I would say probably February. February is a pretty shitty month. If you got your birthday in February, it'd be pretty good, right?
I think it's February or March because it's like, what are you celebrating that time of year? It's cold. You're sick of it. It gives you like a little pep in the step.
Yeah. Everyone's like, no, okay, it's something to do.
My work profession is pretty busy that time of year, so.
June, I don't think I know anybody born in February or March. Is anybody? Oh, Andy's March. We should ask Andy.
Pat DeLuca, February 16th.
You think he likes his birthday? Ooh,
he loves his birthday. He uses it as his password for everything. Loves his password.
All right, let's hope this one doesn't go viral so Pat DeLuca's Social Security doesn't get hacked.
Yeah, just whatever you do, don't type in February 16th.
All right, what do we want to do tonight? So we got last week of the season. We can recap last week. Tough one. Spades takes the 1 seed for me. Let's go through some games. So Pete, Spades 182 to 164. Back-to-back weeks. The chosen ones go down. Pete, give us a recap.
Yeah, this one, not really much to say. A lot of points scored this weekend. Yeah, very big totals. Oh, you know what? We should probably do the boom of the week and stuff like that. What am I doing?
Yeah, go, Pete. Go. You threw the game up there.
I threw the game up there first. All right, let's get back to that in a second. Boom of the week, 206 goes to Dan Larkin. It was the highest score of the year. Good for you, Dan, besting 203 from Mike Colelli in week 11. I got to say, when I started talking about the scores, it was because 5 of the top 10 scores this year were scored this week. It was a big week of scoring. Yeah.
Wow, Pete, what a wonderful stat that was.
Yeah, amazing, right? Beast of the week. Any guesses there?
Chase, right?
Nope.
Puka?
Nope. 51.
We had 3 people score over 50 points this week.
Josh Allen with 58 points was the winner this week. That was the second highest beast of the week by anybody in 2024. The only other one was Chase.
Wait, I don't know if you keep second and third and fourth. Puka was over 50 and Jamar Chase is over 50. We had 3 guys over 50.
Dude, this week was insane scoring. Do you think it had to do with the bye week that so many people, like the Stars performed, but then so many people took swings on like random players that I think paid off?
I don't know. I know that Space had Chavernay that came in and lost me the first place title.
You lost it. I
don't know what it was.
As they said in Mighty Ducks, you lost it for yourself.
I did. It was a wild week. That was a great week.
Wait, going deep goes to Christian Watson, 59 yards. What up?
Hey, nice, Pete. That's like your favorite award. Do we know which team has the most going deeps? Feels like you.
Probably. I think I go for big plays, and you know how I like to go deep.
I know. I mean, that's like
whole book about it.
Chapter 3.
Yes. It's it's a part of the novel for men who have too much.
That's it. Chapter 3. All right, you want to go games now? It's 3-3. What an awful game.
Can you please videotape you showing your kids that book?
No, I'm not going to show my kids this book. But I'll show my kids this recap. Give it to us. Spades takes down the Chosen Ones.
All right, yes.
2-164.
Sorry about this one, but what was the Royal Rumble to the WrestleMania turned out to be delivered. It was like a last minute Stone Cold entrance and just eliminating everybody. Good for CJ Spates. He claims the top seed. Never once in 26 years has CJ Spates claimed the top seed in the playoffs. So good for you, CJ. Took it home, and you have the chance to really cement it with a win over Casey this week. So good for CJ. When he won the Super Bowl, he was a 4 seed. That was in 2012.
Good for CJ. Huge week for Spates. Case, as I said, even the week Spates has a bad roster, he can still put up a mighty big point total. I don't think you'll be able to rely on Charbonnet, but Spates has to be feeling the utmost level of confidence. Who do you think he wants next week?
I mean, if as a 1 seed, I feel good about seeing CGD. I feel good about
this right now.
Seeing Ennis without McCaffrey, and I'd feel good. What if Breen sneaks in somehow? He might be the most dangerous one of the 3, to be honest with you.
Spates has to be feeling great about his essentially B team getting a win, almost scoring 200 points. 182 is a big point total.
Yeah, I called you to win this one, Mike, because I didn't think roster was filled out enough. I mean, Charbonnet might be better than Kenneth Walker.
He might be.
He seems to score better when he takes lone carries back there. That'd be a nice boost for him. And that kid was on the free agent wire, I think, not too long ago.
What's 45 minus 11?
33.
4.
So if Walker's not out and Charbonnet goes in and he sticks Jalen Warren in and he loses.
Yeah, he had Jalen Warren in when we did the preview.
All week, because Ken Walker was going to play. So that one injury catapults him to a victory. Spates, congratulations. Pete, great season for Spates, dude.
Great roster move.
Outstanding for Spates. I really find it hard to believe you can't minus 45, minus 11 off the top of your head, but that's okay.
I was trying to, bring people.
And Casey to say 33, really incredible. I mean, honestly,
I'm almost
40. It's 34, dude.
I know.
I corrected myself. It's Larry Bird, 33, and I'm almost 40, so I'm slowing down.
Pete, come into my mind a little bit. I had 164, and I had 2 guys combined for 10 points. 2 guys that I was pretty confident in. As crazy as it sounds, I still felt like I had a chance on Monday night because I thought Chase Brown could give me a good week. He did. And I thought Higgins would do something, and he didn't. Are you worried about that?
And who are they playing that night? They were playing.
Well, I figured. My thought was that they were going to distribute the targets a little bit, dude.
What did you see? Do you regret not playing Hubbard now that you look at it?
Yeah, well, I didn't know Brooks was going to blow his knee out. I have too many guys next week. That's my now worry. I don't see how I bench Chuba.
Is there any worst case scenario than Brooks going out there and getting hurt in the first game he's back? Like that, you waited all season for that.
Ask Christian.
Yeah, well, ask CGD. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've been trying to trade Chuba Hubbard all season. Nobody wanted him.
Wow. Darian should have got him. Unbelievable.
I asked him. All right. Oh, well, congrats to CJ. Great season for Spates. He's got to be the favorite going into the playoffs. We got a couple weeks till we get there. We'll see who he plays. A lot of matchups to get to when we preview. Another one, huge win. Case, I think you have to feel like you had this victory, but let's get the recap before we get your perspective. Lloyd with the boom on Case.
I don't really have much to say about this one. Guy scored 206, highest score in the league. Good for him. Second time we've had a 200-point score in this league. I think Jamar Chase, I know we talked about this last week, number 1 player in fantasy next year. Saquon Barkley versus Jamar Chase is, I think, a good argument. I might be leaning towards Chase.
I might be too. Pete, do you think Lloyd has found his quarterback? Is he going Sam Darnold into the playoffs?
No, but however, Sam Darnold was a key part of this matchup, throwing to Justin Jefferson, taking away that points, and putting up 49 points with somebody that you could basically pick up off a pile of trash.
Yeah.
That made the difference. Goes to show you if Lloyd has a quarterback, how dangerous he could be. So We'll see.
I'm with you. I think he might be starting Darnold now every week. We'll see. He may be going week to week, which is a fine strategy. So, Case, let's take me into Monday morning. You wake up. What's your mindset?
I think we said I felt if it was 50, I'd feel good, and it was 60 something.
Much more than 50.
Yeah,
it's the second team.
It was terrible.
Join the club.
This thing, my lead went away in the first 2 possessions.
You're jumping the gun though. Don't jump the gun. Go slow with me here.
I don't. No, I don't feel good, Mike.
No, wait. Monday morning, you going to work. You're saying, all right, I got it. Like, did you say to yourself, I've got it? Monday morning before the game starts.
It's my season high point total. I finally felt like my team showed up. I was like, I actually might pull this off.
Okay. So tell me about, did you put the kids to bed? Did Kara put the kids to bed? Like, what did you do for the game? Were you watching the game?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Okay.
And then Ennis and I were texting back and forth a ton during the game. And he was like, oh,
what
no.
Were you wearing?
No, not this.
Wait, but I think the first touchdown of the game was CeeDee Lamb.
They both were their first scores of the game. The thing evaporated in 2 drives.
When did you know you lost?
At the end of the first half. One of those guys needed 1 catch in the second half for it to be over. And
it was crazy.
Dozing off, Mike, because you guys know how I have a hard time staying up.
I do.
Yeah, you know.
I was dozing off, and Jamar Chase caught like a 12-year out. Power off, upstairs, go to bed. Over.
Did you guys watch the Simpsons thing?
No, I was getting plenty of updates from you guys.
That was weird.
So bizarre. It was so bizarre. I didn't really like it. I was
asking. I don't understand. Like this whole AI innovation. I'm down for it. Who's asking for these things?
I don't know. It must be something with like. I thought it was something with that slime time. Maybe it must be getting a lot of publicity, and now they're gonna do like this. I thought it was funny, but for like 10 seconds, I was like, okay, I can't watch a whole game like this.
It was fun to see Joe Burrow as Homer Simpson. That was cool to see it once.
Yeah, and Bart Simpson was Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Lisa Simpson came in as Chase Brown a couple times. I thought that was funny. Casey, did losing this one and essentially knocking you out of the playoffs hurt even more as the defending champion?
No,
it's the first time in the history of the league.
Suicide's coming all year, dude.
If you don't think Casey woke up on Monday morning with his chest out wide, thinking he made the playoffs because he was going to beat Space this week, you don't know Case. He definitely.
I said if I didn't beat Christian, I wasn't making the playoffs. So I lost.
I know, but you still, if you won, you had a path to end. You were there, dude.
Yeah, but it's. I'm more disappointed that I couldn't trade any of my players.
Well, it's because you don't know how to trade.
Well, no, and the guy that I was talking to the most, I was playing, so it would have been apropos for me to beat him with some of the guys that performed awesome that I was trying to give to him. It didn't work.
The more I thought about your trade to Lloyd, I wouldn't have done it if I was him. You undervalue JSN, but congrats, Dan. He's in, so even though he's not technically clinched, Dan's in the playoffs. Dan is the 3 seed. We already have Dan and Kaleli, the Manguso Bowl semifinals. We're going back to WPI. For the first match, we still have the 1 seed Spates to deal with who he's playing with. Let's go to the 3rd game of the week, Pete, and get some recaps on the board. Another massive points from Darian. Give us that recap. Christian takes down Pete.
Yeah, Darian coming up. I thought I was going to get boomed on again, and I was like, you got to be kidding me with this.
Nope.
No.
Got you covered.
That honor went to your boy, Brian Casey. But Christian, he just killed me. I wasn't really paying attention. I was happy with 290, 192 or 129. Dyslexia, there it is. I was happy with 129 until I saw the other scores in the league. So forget that. That Jordan Addison, he killed me. And I thought he wasn't even supposed to play. Didn't he get like a DUI or something?
No.
Doesn't he have like legal troubles?
No. Well, I don't follow that stuff.
He's had it previously.
I hate him. And
so Pete, you have a meaningless game that I don't even know if we'll preview it for next week. Have you started to? We will preview. All right. Have you started to shift mind?
Out of focus.
I'm right here. I just moved back. I'm coming back in. Have you started to game plan for next year?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like you have your 10 keepers?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I have more than enough keepers. I've been stockpiling some injured guys. We'll see what happens. I feel good about the way the roster is. We got some guys at the end there. I could come back. I don't know. Throwing darts at the board. I need a quarterback.
It's been a good season, Pete. You had a good run in. I have a couple quarterbacks if you want one.
No, you know what? I did have a good season. I beat CJ. I boomed once. I feel good. I felt all right this year.
All roads back to Pete. We're coming back 2026. Case, give us. So we've got what? 2025.
You had a good year.
I skipped a year too. It's 2025. Give me going into this. Darian needed to win, put up 190. We have commented every week on the bottom of his roster being weak and the bottom of his roster going crazy. So Braylon Allen finally played, didn't do much, but give us D'Darian's mindset. You think he's as confident as I think he is?
Yeah, he's obviously super confident. He texted me at like 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday and was like, "Hey, I thought you were gonna win." Like he's trash talking everybody. So, a point you made, Mike, about your roster, I do think that when you look at Christian's starting, it was probably more for a preview, but you look at his starting roster, he probably is one dude short. Like it'd be nice for him to have Chuba in that last spot to round out his starting group, especially with Brooks hurt. But
yeah, he's got to hope. We'll get to the preview in a second. He's got to hope Bucky's hurt so he can play Rashad White. Yeah. But he's man of his own destiny as well. We'll see if Darren can get a win when we get to the preview. Pete, let's go to the fourth game for us to talk about another member of the pod getting knocked out of playoff contention. Breen, massive week, takes down DeVito. Let's hear it.
I don't have much to say here. Breen mounting a little bit of a comeback. Who would have thought that this kid could actually slip into the 4th seed after such a miserable middle of the season? But don't forget how hard he started. 178 was a good total, mostly coming from Josh Allen beasting out. But even that, you minus the 50 points, it still was handled him pretty well. So unfortunately for Steve, he gets put to sleep by Breen, RIP, and Breen goes on.
This is one of those.
Don't even make a joke about the cat. I know it's on the tip of your tongue that Steve Season and Sasha both passed away the same day.
I didn't. You just said that. I was gonna say, I wish we had done research, or we had I feel like we should hire an intern. If we had an unpaid intern that could do this research.
We're back to this again.
I feel like 178 points with a 0 must be a record. This is one where I'd love to hear DeVito.
Sure, let's make it one.
Thursday night, DeVito must have been so confident. 0 points. I'm making the playoffs. And then Breen demolishes him. A very, very underwhelming DeVito performance in a must-win game. Case, you think he's kicking himself on any of these moves?
Well, didn't he text the group for some starting roster advice? And I think it was you, Mike, that said he already put up a 0. Just play the low guy so you guarantee you points. Play your floor guy for points.
He got 21 points. It was the right call.
Yeah, right call.
I didn't realize the rest of his roster was
strategy. Yeah. No, if you're Breen, no Nico Collins, right? Yep. Puts up that point with the 0 spot, and Breen, being the shyster that he is, saves his fab money to go in on Guarendo and ends up putting up 31 points in this one. And now he has him in the holster the rest of the way, which is always good to have. Breen might sneak in.
Well, we'll get to it in the preview. There is a mathematical possibility that Kevin Breen can get to that 4 seed. I am with Pete. I think Breen might be the most dangerous player at the playoffs, but we'll get there in a second when we get to that preview. Let's get to the last game, Pete. It's another one for a 4 seed battle. Jeff needed a win. He barely showed up, but Andy has traded every one of his good players except Deebo Samuel, who is no longer a good player. So, Pete, give us that recap.
Yeah, Jeff Ennis is the saddest 4 seed I think I've ever seen in my entire life. 139 is awful, piss poor compared to the rest of the scores I could put up this entire week. He's lucky in wrestling. You know, when I used to wrestle somebody, you used to kind of look across the mat and you'd see who you were lined up with before every match. They would do the weights. They would be like 112 would face 112. So you'd get a good look at the person across the mat from you. And there was some times where, you know, they'd have tattoos or they'd be really scary. You'd be like, oh, I'm definitely going to lose. But then there was some times where you just knew you caught a fish. And that's what Andy DeVito was this week. A nice 86-point fish. It's like wrestling a girl, quite frankly. And Jeff Ennis took him down. So good for him. Although we've heard wrestling girls is not always easy.
Sometimes they can be very technical.
Sometimes they can beat a 112 Casey brother.
Pete, tell us who was the person you stood across the mat with in a meet when you were like, that guy's going to beat me?
Oh, Brian Safrakis from Woburn. He was about 8 feet tall, and he was a state finalist. I went out into the mat. We were in the finals of the Milford tournament. Of course, I'm in the finals of the Milford tournament because Mercado was the ref and it was rigged. But I made it to the finals, right? Safrakis, this kid went on to win New England's best wrestler in New England at 189. I took him down at the whistle, and I was so shocked. Then he flipped me over and pinned me in the middle of my home tournament.
What was the fish? Who was the biggest fish?
Biggest fish was this kid. He was on what was that stupid town? You know that stupid town. Hudson. There was this kid on Hudson. Oh, he was such a fish. He was 215, so they bumped me up 25 pounds to fight this kid because they knew that I could control him, right? And the yearbook committee was there that day taking pictures of the wrestling match. So I knew I was going to be wrestling this fish. I did WWF style moves to try to get cameras taken of him. I still have the pictures of me like flexing and like doing a thing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check the yearbook out. I'll check the yearbook out. What do you think the guy's name was? What's his name? Do you think?
I don't know.
Isn't it amazing? Pete can name the kid's name 30 years later. That was like the dude that dominated him, but then he's like, this guy from this crap town, Hudson. Like I don't know his name, but he was a fish.
Fish. Just like Andy DeVito in his 86-point performance. He was like the 215 on Hudson back in 2003.
So I got
Hudson was one of those like towns. It's like, oh, Milford's a rival. It's like, no, you're not. You're
not.
Get out of here, buddy.
I feel like Casey, isn't Hudson the team freshman baseball we beat like 35-2 or something?
Yeah.
Hudson, we shut out in wrestling, which is bad if you shut out another team. That's pretty much like you don't even show up.
Have we ever had the discussion on this podcast about how the Milford sports scene couldn't be more different than when we were in high school? Like it's totally different teams. We didn't play the same teams that we played.
Still have wrestling.
I will. When I got to college, Mike, like everyone thought it was really strange that like the other schools that we played weren't the same size as us. Like,
yeah.
Every other state's like, oh no, you'd be like a 3A school. It's like, what the hell is 1A, 3A? Like we played these regional high schools, but they
we went to either regional high schools or cities every game.
Yeah, this obviously is closer what most states do, what they are now.
It's ridiculous. We're Division I Central Mass. We had to go to Fitchburg, Leominster. I was like, how about like Ashland?
how about that? It's like, oh man, we have to drive 50 minutes. How far? Like I lived in Virginia and I would drive 6 hours. I'd still be in the same state.
That's true. We had a 45-minute ride. We'd be like,
I remember going to North Middlesex was like the worst. They'd be like,
yeah, that was a tough drive. Topsfield.
Here's Innis's last 4 weeks: 139, 153, 111, 105.
Oof.
I don't think he can be feeling that excited about his team coming to the playoffs. He got to win, and he's the 4 seed. Jeff's got to be feeling it right now. I don't think he's feeling as positive as he should be.
Out of our text chain that I was talking to him, like he's counting points now, not his own, like the other guys that are tied with him and what his point separation is for those playoff spots with record. It's like he's tracking all that stuff. He knows he's in a tough spot. He's
got to hope, as crazy as it sounds, McConkey's back. Because he's got to throw McConkey, McLaren, and Taylor have to go right back in. Like he's got the bottom of his bench this week was bad.
Yeah, Aishavas was his backup for McConkey's injury. So
hard transition from Jeff Innis having a must-win game to game of the week this week.
So we've got at the moment 3 teams in the playoffs. So Spates, as I mentioned, has not officially locked up the 1 seed in Yahoo, but he's the 1 seed. He's got me by a game. He's got me by points. I can't catch him.
Yep.
I'm officially the 2 seed. I've got a multiple game lead on Lloyd. I'm there. Lloyd has clinched the 3 seed unless some crazy thing happens. He's got a game up on everyone, and he's got 150 points. So 1, 2, and 3, we're locked in. We have 3 teams with a chance to make the 4 seed. Team number 1 is Jeff. We'll preview his game in a second. If he wins, he's in. Team number 2 is Darian, who could potentially win. If Jeff wins, jump him in points, down 14 and get in. The only path for Breen is 2 losses and a win. That's where we are.
Yeah.
If everybody loses, it again comes down to the points race, where I think realistically you could imagine a world where Darian outscores Jeff by 15 points because he's done it the last 3 weeks. Right?
And that gap is closed significantly from last week to this week.
Correct. So exciting last week. We'll do predictions at the end. Let's preview the first game, the most important game. Our number 3 seed, both in the playoffs, our number 3 seed in the standings today against the number 4 seed Innis. It's Dan versus Jeff. Let's get this preview. Pete.
I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I think Dan's team is on fire, and I think Jeff's team is struggling. There's one team that scored 206 points last week and one team that didn't. So I'm not going to keep it too fancy. I'm going to go with Dan. And I also want to give a special shout out. The kid clinched the number 3 seed in the playoffs. First time in 26 years that franchise has made the playoffs. Do not forget it.
Wow.
Yep, do not forget it. So long time coming for him. And he took over the team in 2021, made the playoffs in 3 years, something that Ross couldn't do in 23 years. So congratulations, Lloyd. That's pretty cool.
Good shout out, Pete. We didn't really recognize that Dan made this is his first playoffs. This is both the franchise's first playoffs, Dan's first playoff. Welcome to the league. His team's in a good place too. The beauty of our playoff system is you win 2 games, you win the title. And Dan has as good of a chance as anybody. So Pete, first pick, he takes Lloyd. Case, let me hear your thoughts on this game. Where's the key matchup and who's your pick?
Yeah, and just to piggyback, a shout out to Dan because I don't even associate his franchise with the previous franchise. He's done an awesome job integrating himself in the league and actually participating and building a roster. So I don't even connect those two things anymore. Piggybacking Pete, and this is going to piggyback twice.
How many piggybacks are we doing here? Let's have our own independent thought.
Oh, by the way, I want Lloyd to boom. Sorry,
I'm riding Dan and I'm riding Pete. So Ennis has a uphill climb. I do think that Dan has one roster decision to make. I think that Brian Thomas slot is sort of one that can maneuver. The only thing is he's dealing with a couple of running backs that have some lingering stuff. And Breece Hall has a 3-10 Jets record, and Charbonnet is potentially better than things. So he might be stuck playing Thomas just to give himself the best option of those 3. But I think he's got enough firepower. And Burrow and Chase are red hot. Having seen that work against me last week with Darnold and Jefferson, I'm going to take the receiver end of this one, and I'm taking Lloyd as well.
I think Brian Thomas is a good play this week. Jets defense is a mess. The Jets backfield is, to me, going to be one of the most interesting subplots of what happens over the next couple of weeks. It's D'Adarian's 100-point spill that he used to get Braylon Allen. It seems like it's not even a Braylon Allen's job if Hall is out, and Dan had been leveraging and using Hall pretty consistently. I'm picking Jeff, guys. I kind of like Jeff's team this week, and I'm worried about a couple of spots. Darnold, I don't love Darnold against Chicago on a Monday night. I just worry about these Monday night games. Weird things happen. Intra-division, Najee on the road against Philly, I think, is a tough matchup. And I always worry when a guy goes crazy that both the next week they favor other receivers, and there's just very little history of guys going back-to-back 50-point games. I don't know if Dan has that sort of week-to-week luck, and I think Jeff has a couple really key matchups. I'm a little worried about Jonathan Taylor because he's in Denver, but I kind of like what he has. My favorite play on his roster this week is that Alvin Kamara play. I love Kamara at home against the Commanders. I like McLaren in that game to get pretty hot too. I'm taking Jeff. I have not decided if I think Jeff is making the playoffs, but I think Jeff's going to beat Lloyd and make this one pretty dangerous.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And then he did it.
What?
The kid hasn't won a game in you just gave a stat about how bad he's been over the last month.
I don't remember those. I don't remember those.
Did research on how bad he's been.
I don't remember those stats. I don't remember.
Guys, I'm going against the grain on this one.
I like his matchup.
I got a hunch.
I'm going against my own opinion.
I got a hunch.
If Mike ever feels that secure about a long odds horse, whatever, don't bet that horse. Go with the other guy.
No. I feel like, Case, what we used to do back in the day was go to New Hampshire's dog tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. No longer a dog track, but it is a casino now. It's a casino.
Oh,
table games and everything. They have off-track betting.
We had a good time there. Where was that?
That was fun. What?
Where was that?
Loudon.
Yeah, Loudon.
Oh, New Hampshire.
Loudon.
Yeah. Mike, I think we're past the statute of limitations. Mike had a fake ID, so he was able to have a beer. I was not because I didn't have one.
We're doing this game. Is this game technically a second game? Do we care about this game?
No.
I mean, it's 8.
I mean, by mathematical rules, Casey and CJ's game 2. Nobody cares about it. Go ahead, Pete.
Carried by CJ in that one.
Yeah, really nothing really to prove here. I think CJ winning the Brian Casey award over Brian Casey's pretty much the highlight. So I'm gonna go with CJ.
CJ lock for me. Case.
CJ lock.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, it's been a good year. CJ will get to preview next week.
My team is showing some life here down the stretch. I just can't win.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, next game. This is another key one for a battle for fourth. Based off my predictions, this guy would be out because I have Innis with the win. Based on the other jokers here, Breen still has a chance. So let's hear it. Breen, chosen ones, go for it.
I do think this is interesting. Mike has made the playoffs 7 straight years. That's a record. Kevin Breen, now that Lloyd has made the playoffs, Kevin Breen's on the clock. He's missed the playoffs 4 straight years. He is now the longest playoff drought. So we have one against the other going in there. So I like Breen in this one. I'm not going to lie. He's in your head. I can see it in your eyes.
He is. He always beats me.
If you have that book, imagine what book Breen has. So I'm going to go with Breen in the upset. Give me that one.
Breen has the Chinese version. I love Breen's roster. I said it a couple weeks ago that I thought he was putting a couple really good pieces together. And I even said, if I thought I was going to beat Spates last week, but he went crazy. I thought Breen was going to beat me this week. I had predicted this week over week, and I think I'm going to hold true. I just love Josh Allen. I love him in that game with the Lions. I think you see a shootout there, and I love Nico Collins. I think them in Miami go back-to-back. It's potentially threatening to having put Tua in for a little double-stack bring-back action. But I think Breen is in a really good place this week. He's going to need to win, and I think he gets the win. This is my upset of the week. I'm taking Kev.
Wow. You reverse jinxing? You just want it?
No, I think his team's better than mine this week.
Yeah. The one thing I would say about Breen's roster, I do like it. And I would root for Breen to get in because I think it'd be awesome in terms of kind of his track here late in the run he's been on, and I would love to see Christian lose. But Ramondre Stevenson is bad, and the Pats obviously in a bad spot. So you got to get him out. And if Downs is healthy, he has been good of late, just a matter of how he's coming off that injury. So if he gets him in there, he just might have enough firepower. And since we're not tracking this, I'll take Breen because I want him to win.
Upset?
Why aren't we tracking him?
No, saving an upset.
In case we didn't do it for a couple of weeks, Case has been half in, half out. All right, this is now, I think, the second game we're going to next.
I haven't tracked a pick since week 4.
Why?
I can go back and listen to them, Pete. They're all there. Off-season project.
Like,
one calendar.
I wouldn't mind, but like last week you were like, I've been tracking him. Like,
of course.
Liar.
It's like you. As soon as I'm eliminated, I just pack it in.
Yeah, that is true. I'm like, boot of the week. Screw this.
This is the second game of the week. So this is the other game that is squarely on playoff watch. DeVito takes on D'Adarian. D'Adarian can win and outscore Innis by 13 points, and he is in. So let's hear that preview. I have a feeling we're getting upset in this game, but Pete, take it away.
I don't think so. I don't know. I thought DeVito kind of gave up after last one. He's like, oh, well, there I go. You know, that Josh Allen game was a fluke, but it did eliminate Steve, and I think he might be a little bit heartbroken. Christian, on the other hand, 192. He looks hot, and, he's been on the streak for a while. I think with Jeff Reeland, it's Christian's game to win. I think he's going to win it. However, I don't think he's going to take that playoff spot.
Oh, so your prediction is both. Wait, didn't you pick Innis to lose?
Yes.
Then he's in.
All right, I got to work on my standings later, but I don't think Christian's
not they all lose, Mike.
But who do you have? He has Christian winning this game.
Hey, we'll get to that.
Then Christian would be in, yeah.
Well, who are you picking to win the game?
Christian.
Oh, then he's in.
All right, ignore it.
Your picks do not need to match up with your playoff predictions.
Let's have them.
Nobody's tracking. There isn't a tracker.
Exactly. Wait, do you have Case who we picked to make the playoffs?
I do have that, yeah, because that was prior to week 5.
Case, you loser. Do you? Is there a path that you can see DeVito making the upset case? Give us that case, because I think you're going to pick.
I do, and I'm picking DeVito as my upset because this is how it worked for me to get Breen into that 4 spot. Is that DeVito has to win, and I think it because Lamar Jackson, huge game. The Giants are terrible. Lamar gets back on track to get Baltimore back on track because they're getting a lot of heat lately of that offense not being good. He has the wide receiver end of the stack with Hurts and Brown and some of the heat that they're going through. And it's Pittsburgh who's really good. So I think that A.J. Brown benefits there. Pittman's got Denver. They're really good. So I'm going to take a chance that that's going to be enough to get DeVito to edge this one out, and I want Christian to lose. I think that's.
Let me. There's I love this question. Monday night, D'Adarian has Bijan plus Addison.
And Bowers.
Drunk.
And Bowers.
3 of his guys. How many points does DeVito need to be up going into Monday night, Brian Casey?
we have a Monday double feature, and the games are only a half hour separated.
2 Monday games. Yeah, I don't know why they did this.
Terrible. 3 guys, of which Bijan Bowers, and he's got to be up. Last time I thought optimistically 55 was enough. He's got 3 guys, none of which are chased. I'm going to say 71 points.
No, jeez.
No, he'll lose if it's 71. I think it's got to be 100.
No, 71 points.
71.
70. I'll take the over. I am taking D'Darian. I'm taking D'Darian to boom, and I think both he and Jeff win this week, and Breen wins this week, but he's going to outscore Jeff. I think D'Darian makes the playoff. His team looks pretty solid this week. I do think the bottom of his roster is rickety if he gets an injury or someone banged up. Again, the Rashad White play is interesting if Bucky's back, but his roster's lined up for a pretty good week. I love the Jalen Hurts play. I agree with Casey's take on Philly's offense needing to get themselves into gear, and I just think his team is destined to have a pretty good run here. I'm taking Christian to boom. I'm taking Christian to outscore Innis by 15 points, and I'm taking Christian as my final playoff spot based off that.
Yeah, Steve's matchups don't look very good now that I look closely. They don't.
Well, he needs his stack to pay off. He needs Lamar and Zay to pay off.
Yeah,
and it doesn't. It never does.
Never does. All right, based off our picks, we want to do the last game first? I'll take
Andy.
I'll play it for pride. I'm going to go for the win, so I'm going to take me.
we know that's not one of Andy's motivating factors, so
I don't think you would pay attention. I'm going to try to
all do the picks. Pete, can we remind the crew as we get to the last week of the regular season? 4 teams make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
4 teams make the consolation bracket.
Yeah.
Bottom 2 teams, nothing happened in the postseason.
So based on, so nothing happened. So Andy will, or whoever's in last place, going to get the number 1 priority in the lottery, number 2 priority.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
There's no tanking.
No, and honestly, the percentage difference between the number 1 priority and number 2 priority is minimal.
And you don't have the pick, so what do you care?
I don't even have the pick. Yeah.
Who has your pick?
Breen, probably.
Who has Andy's pick? Andy?
Breen, probably. I think he actually gave it a Spades, maybe, when he was trying to win the Super Bowl.
He's made so many trades with Spades, he would have got that back. All right, so we're at 4 teams make the playoffs. Those 4 teams will battle it out. We have a 4-team consolation bracket. The winner of the consolation bracket gets the 3rd spot of the lottery. Let's talk about playoffs. So predictions based off this pod. Christian, Pete has Christian, Case has Breen.
No, I don't. I'm not picking him if we're going to track this.
I mean, you're the one tracking it, so
I know. That's what I want to happen. I actually, if we want to recover our or go over our previous picks now.
I think I'm sticking with mine.
Yeah. So DeVito's not here, so I'll leave him out.
Don't worry about it.
Pete, you had as your original top 4, D'Darian 1, Case 2, nice pick, Spades 3, Innis 4.
Whoa.
So you could potentially, you're only going to get 2 in unless something crazy happens.
I knew you were there.
Yep. Mike, you had Spades 1, nailed it. Christian 2,
boyfriend.
Lloyd 3, nailed it. Innis 4. So
wow.
You could lock in 3.
You didn't believe in yourself.
I will lock in 3 unless Breen makes it. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think Saquon's going to be this good.
Correct. I had Innis 1, myself 2, nice pick. Spades 3, Christian 4. So I could only potentially get 2.
So you guys, I forgot nobody else believed in Lloyd. Lloyd's roster was so good in the preseason.
Yeah, I didn't believe in Lloyd at all. I didn't see this coming.
So do we want to do final player prediction going into the last week? I think Christian gets the 4 seed. So I think it's Spades, Christian, Kaleli, Lloyd.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to track that. So we got, what'd you say? Spades.
It's really just whoever gets the 4 seed.
It's just the 4 seed.
You have CGD.
I have CGD.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Christian too, the more I think about it. Yeah, because I don't think Jeff's going to win. So yeah, I'm going to take Christian too.
I'll take Innis. I'm going to say he's going to pull it off just to mix it up.
So let's just assume, Innis or D'Darian, which one do you think has a better chance of knocking off Spates in Week 16?
D'Darian. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Jeff Innis hater. I'm on the hashtag Jing, but I don't know. The kid hasn't been that great in a while. I don't know why. And D'Darian's putting up points. Maybe it's recency bias because he just lumped me.
I mean, I think either of them can beat Spates. You know, like personally, I think that if he gets quarterback play, the best team is Lloyd still.
I want a Lloyd Spates
highest flying, man.
So bad. Yeah.
Highest flying. Watching that game on Monday night, Lamb and Chase going back and forth. Those dudes are incredible if they're on.
Are you both picking a Spates-Lloyd Super Bowl?
Well, I'm certainly not picking you, Mike, just based off of past precedent. Like this is your lineup to do exactly what you do. So yeah, I'm going Spates-Lloyd.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna kick myself for this. I'm gonna go to Darian Lloyd.
I like it.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm gonna remind you, I did this last year, and last year it happened again.
Seems like an odd matchup.
We have never, I'm gonna say it again, never in the history of our league has the third and fourth place team both won the semifinals. Never.
Really?
Go back and look. It has never happened.
Okay.
So that'd be a first.
It would be a first. We always make this prediction. One of us has predicted every year we've done this podcast, the 3 and the 4. The 3 and the 4 team have never both won the semifinals. It'll happen. It'll happen at some point.
So let me say this. Last year, I won the title for the first time ever. Broke that glass ceiling. Lloyd makes the playoffs for the first time, breaks that glass ceiling. Do we have a third ceiling broke with the 3 versus 4?
Did you just endorse Hillary Clinton?
No. Did I?
I think so.
He doesn't watch the news, Mike. He doesn't get that.
I don't watch anything.
They don't teach that one at baseball school, boy.
All right, so what? Are you taking Lloyd?
Hard knocks.
Is your last call before the playoffs Lloyd? Are you saying I'm team Lloyd?
So Mike, where are you going? Because
I think it's me and Spates. I think it's me and Spates in this Super Bowl. I have some good matchups. I put my team together to have good matchups coming down the stretch. I think Spates wins. I think Spates' team's been the best.
Okay, you got chances out of the first round. You got Constellation written all over you.
You haven't mentioned that glass ceiling case.
Yeah, it's true too. Well, that one, I think you've had plenty of opportunities to break through, Mike. We still haven't seen it yet. So it might be a constant, not a trend. I'm going to take Lloyd as my Super Bowl champion.
I'll take Spates as mine.
Yep.
Wow. Does the league shut down after that's over?
No.
Tell you what, there's going to be some guys that need some new material. Like Christian, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to need to come up with some new material.
And don't forget, Jeff Innes, when he makes it to the playoffs, he wins the Super Bowl. It is very rare. It's only happened. He's been to the Super Bowl 6 times, or he's been to the playoffs 6 times. He's won the Super Bowl 4.
Man, if he had McCaffrey, he would have lined up perfectly for him too.
Yep. That injury is just a killer.
Yep. So we're going to break that trend, Mike. One of those trends might break this year. Innes losing in the playoffs or Mike winning in the playoffs.
I mean, at the moment, the chance is more likely that I win in the playoffs than Innes wins this. Innes gets in and loses.
By chance. Pete, who's your Super Bowl champion? I guess Christian, right? Because you said you don't think Lloyd's going to do it.
Yeah, I'll go with Christian. I'll stick with my original pick of Christian to Darian.
Yeah, you are the only original.
Who do we all pick to win the title? I don't remember who I picked.
You picked Spates over you.
In the preseason.
Oh, no, you picked Christian.
Oh.
We had two Innes's, a Christian in the Case, and guess who picked Case?
DeVito?
Me.
Oh, right.
Hey, Cooper Kupp getting zeroed right now going into the fourth quarter. How do you feel about that?
Fine. I was riding high off of 2024, so I thought I was going to do it again.
All right, cool weekend. Coming down to the last weekend is always a fun thing. I'd say good luck to everybody. Interesting that we could have everybody win, and we still don't know who that 4 seed is going to be. So when you're watching games on Sunday, think of me. I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday. I'm sure I'll be watching some sort of basketball.
I'm going to be texting you so many things.
Bring it on, baby. I'll be there.
Excerpts from the book.
No excerpts from the book. I want B's reaction to the first chapter.
Still live.
I know. We didn't say goodbye.
I thought you were doing that to end it. I thought you were walking
so you could say goodbye. You suck.
Bye.